That's right, everybody. You voted for it. We're bringing it back. Planet Zoo is back here on the channel. We're starting a brand new franchise today. I know that the last time we played Planet Zoo, we were messing with franchise mode, but I decided to start fresh because we've recently gotten a lot more viewers to the channel, a lot more subscribers to the channel, so I thought it'd be a great idea to go ahead and kind of start from scratch. So, welcome to your franchise. What would you like to call it? Don't worry, if you don't like it, you'll be able to change it later. We're going to be called Mosaic Zoology. Boom, I'm ready. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna call this lot number 7. I know it doesn't make any sense. It will. It will make sense. We're gonna do it on hard mode because why not? So let's go ahead and see what we're working with. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on buying lot number 7. As you can see, it's pretty abandoned. If I go ahead and hit play here. Yeah, it's pretty abandoned, not much going on here, it's all empty. You can see it was pretty much just a barren wasteland. I dropped so much money trying to get everything going up and active again. So now we have not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5, 6 spots for new animals. So this is going to be really interesting, and I guess the first thing we need to do is go ahead and hire some new staff. So there we go, we are staffing up for the launch of this zoo. Now the things that I've seen this one looks really good. It's definitely like our money shot. Like as soon as you walk in the zoo, this is the first thing you're gonna see. So what goes in here is gonna be important. Now over here, I noticed this has an Arctic theme to it, which is pretty interesting. We could stray away from it, but it is kind of like a nice little area over here that's kind of just opened. We have this little spot over here that we can put something little and interesting in. This is most likely the second animal you'll notice when you walk in the zoo, I assume. Unless you have to go to the bathroom right away, then you're going to notice that one over there. And then we also have this one over here. I think this is a really good spot to put a native animal in. I feel like, or not necessarily a native animal, but something that can fit that biome. And then of course we have this little thing over here, which I totally think we could add a sign or something like that, being like, oh, this is like creature Crawley Cove or something like that. You never know. But yeah, I think another thing I would do is potentially could I rubble it? Nope. Okay. Never mind. We'll leave it. Leave it the way it is. So, yeah, I think the first thing we need to do is kind of take a look at this. This is obviously like a tropical vibe. Tropical savanna type vibe. These trees are from South America. So this is like a South American looking spot. So what we can go ahead and do is look at tropical and aquatic. And then we'll go by South America because that kind of seems where this is going. Now typically the stuff that is closest to your starting area is something you want that's kind of loud. Something that's, you know, gonna make a little bit of noise. We want something that's gonna have a water need, not necessarily something that's super water needed like a caiman, but something that wouldn't mind a little water. Jaguar could be cool. I think that's a little much to start off with. Let's see, another one that we could do is Baird's Tapir. American flamingos. Do you guys mix in with anything? No? So Baird's Tapir. We could do like Baird's Tapir and capybaras in this stuff. You know, the good old-fashioned coconut doggy. Let's go ahead and grab a male and a female. Okay, and then we're gonna mix that in with capybaras. So let's see. This one looks good. And then this one looks good. Perfect. Okay, so now what we can do is go to animal trading, animal storage, pick these guys, send them all in here together. So the Baird's Tapir could also have the giant anteater or white-faced capuchin. I think that would make it just a little too crowded. But yeah, I mean, taking a look at how this zoo is laid out, and it looks like they didn't even finish a lot of things in this zoo. It looks like there's still so many things that are needed to be worked on, just like that little bit there. I guess from what I know, that from what I was told, the company who owned the zoo before went bankrupt. So they, you know, couldn't do anything anymore, and that's when I bought it out for a good, cheap price. And it looks as though we're getting our first animal. Which one is it? We'll never know. We'll never know. Why is it? Okay, the first animal we got is a capybara. Look at it. It's a beautiful coconut doggy. Look at it. It is so gorgeous. Man, I am so excited to work with these guys. So first thing we need to do is look at different things that you guys eat out of. Now, I don't know if you and the tapirs eat out of the same thing. So you know what we're going to do is we're going to start with enrichment items. Oh, I don't have any enrichment items. That's right. Okay, and tapir. Okay, you guys do both eat out of troughs. So what we're going to do is I want to put a trough in here somewhere. If I can fit it anywhere. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so we get a trough in there so they can eat in there. And then another thing we want to do is go ahead and kind of get a larger trough right there. So that way these guys can kind of go ahead and, you know, work on eating outside as well. Oh, and I'm just noticing now that there's some issues. Like, see, we couldn't even get the grass cut right. Like, how is this going? And now we have our first visitors. Let's go. This is really awesome. Okay. So something I want to do is, Zoopedia, you guys need 3.5-foot fences. You guys need 4-foot fences. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just kind of shrink. I mean, this was like that, I think is good. Just to kind of make it a little shorter. But look at that. Look at that. We got our capybaras and we got our tapirs, and they're all very happy. So now what we need to do is we need to go to vet research, and I'm going to pause the game really quickly. We'll do Baird's tapir first. But I'm going to pause the game quickly so we can, you know, not lose all of our money at once. So yeah, pretty cool. Capybara and Baird's tapir are going to be the first thing we have. And Baird's tapir is also an endangered species, which is really cool. So now the next thing, you know, people are going to be walking up here, so we need to worry about the critters area, and we need to worry about this one. Because, you know, people are going to walk up and see this, but they're going to see that this is empty, and they're going to be like, oh, what the heck, what's up with that? So now we need to come up with that as well. So we need exhibit. And then I think it would be a good idea to stick to the South America vibe. I feel like that would be a good idea. So something we could do, let's see. So something from South America. So, I mean, well, all of these are South American. What we're gonna do, I definitely want to go with a spider. Let's go with the Goliath bird eater, possibly. Yeah, we'll go with Goliath bird eater. I love Goliath bird eaters. They're one of my, they are actually, I will say they are my exact favorite species of arachnid. I just think they're so interesting. This one. Okay. So now, send the Goliath bird eaters in here. And then what we need to do is, well, first we need to mess with this. This needs to go up. And then this can go up like one, I guess. So this window needs to close to a 3D facade. Perfect. Okay, and then what we do is, I believe it is 1, so we're going to sell for cash on the lowest appeal, and then the same thing here, lowest appeal, sell for cash, and we're going to manage that population right there. And look at that, you can even see one already, just sitting right there. So, we're not going to worry about that one as well. I think we're going to leave that alone. But now people can go ahead and go and check these guys out as well, which is really, really awesome. Something I could do in the future is maybe turn all this into regular path, and then put like an education thing right here, possibly, for the capybara. I would probably be for Baird's tapir though, because the tapirs are endangered. And then, so yeah, now we need to go over here. So over here, this is very temperate, something North American, so any, well, habitat, North America. So we need like temperate, temperate or taiga would be fine. Let's see. Coyote's interesting, but no. I want something that's somewhat on the nicer side, considering we have chain link fences like right up there. So something that's not necessarily too afraid of people. I think we do the Highland cattle here. And I think we just do a crap ton of them. So let's get 3 females and then 1 male. So we just get a crap ton of Highland cattle in here. Something that would help us out a lot right out the gate is donation bins. For those of you who have seen me play this game before, you know that I'm not the biggest fan of having donation bins everywhere because I just don't feel that it's realistic. We're gonna go ahead and just put 2 to match the other South American thing. We're just gonna go like burgundy and green, I think. So let's go ahead and do that on the other one. We're gonna go like a beige tan and then a bright red. Is that a bad idea? No, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, we got that going now. Perfect. Okay. Good, good. All right. And then this is for the Highland cattle. Do we care? Do we think that Highland cattle necessarily deserves education? Yeah, we do. Like, I'm trying to think about this very realistically, I guess. Is what my gripe is with this. So let's go ahead and just sink this way down. We're just gonna kind of put it like that. And then this one, we're gonna kind of put them out of the way as to not ruin the viewing. And fun fact, this is actually my wife's favorite animal is the Highland cattle, so it's kind of fun to put them in here. Eventually I'd like to build for my son's favorite animal, which is an Indian elephant, so that'd be kind of fun. Okay. So now that the Highland cattle are starting to be placed in here, we can just go ahead and bam. And bam. And look at the Highland cattle. Ah, they're pretty. So there we go. Now we have Highland cattle to look at. We have the tapir, the capybara, the Goliath bird eater. I guess another thing we can do is kind of work on this one. Yeah, we'll go ahead and add one more thing here. And you know what? I think I kind of have an idea. So let's go Oceania. I kind of like the idea of the eastern blue-tongued lizard. Let's go with that one. So there's only 2 males. We're just going to go with the 1 male for now. I think that's how we'll do it. So you guys are going to have to let me know down in the comments below what you think I'm going to do with this, because I've kind of just made up my mind in my own head. It's not what you would expect for something that looks like this, I'll say that. And part of me thinks it'll be a little weird. You guys might not like it as much, but I can always kind of change it around and make it look a little different. But I think it could look really good. And then we'll work on this in the next episode as well. You guys are gonna have to tell me what small little critter I can put in here. It could be like a tortoise or something. Try to pick something that's really, really friendly, because once again, these are like snug up against the path, so that means I gotta do something that you could practically just reach out and pet. So there's that. And then last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and set mechanics to every 3 months on every barrier, because that way it keeps everything smooth. And then we'll also go ahead and why not hire 1 more keeper. So finances are not looking too good right now. It is not looking good for us, guys. But you never know. We could turn things around. I'm sure the donation bins are doing very well. $500 in that donation bin. $1,000 in that donation bin. How about this one? So in the next episode, we're going to work on potentially putting like maybe a little hanging sign on this side and on this side. That would look really cool in my opinion. Another thing that we'll work on is getting animals in this habitat and then in this habitat. And who knows, maybe we'll even get started on building our first habitat from scratch. We'll have to see how we're doing by money-wise, because obviously we are a little down in the dumps, but it's not like I can't always take out a loan. So I think to end the episode off, let's go ahead and take a look at our Baird's Tapir. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment down below if you enjoyed. Also share the video with a friend, because it'd be good to kind of get more Planet Zoo viewers to the channel, because it's been a while. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!